All right, what am I going to do with this layout? I'm thinking maybe some mountains over here and in the corner, and a big green bridge, maybe a tunnel over there. And of course, there's got to be a waterfall coming down here. Okay, enough of that. I need to get to work. Hey, that looks pretty good. I really need to stop daydreaming, though. This animation dust gets everywhere. If only it were that easy. Hey all, I'm Brett and welcome to the Happy Valley Railroad. What's the Happy Valley Railroad? Well, honestly, I'm not sure yet. I think it's going to be a short line railroad based in Happy Valley, Colorado. And if you're from Colorado and that name doesn't ring a bell, well, that's because as far as I know, it doesn't exist. But I like mountains and they don't have many of them here in Florida. And since I'm freelancing the railroad, I figured I might as well freelance the town as well. In fact, I've kind of decided that the whole upper deck will be freelanced while the lower deck will be based on actual locations here in Florida. Let me start by giving you some context. This layout is a double-decker that I started building in about 2008. But life happened, priorities changed, and it hasn't gotten much attention for many years. The room we're in right now is actually in a barn that I converted to a workshop decades ago, and for the past 6 or 8 years, it's also been my home office. I'm a software developer, and I've been able to work from home for a while now, which is great. But I was faced with the fact that I had this giant monolith of a structure dominating the place where I spend most of my days earning a living. So on several occasions, I've come very close to ripping it out completely to free up space. In fact, a few years ago, I started doing exactly that. One of the big pain points had always been the Helix I built next to the door, in part because it intruded into the doorway by a few inches, and I needed somewhere to put computer and network equipment, like servers and switches and stuff. And so I ripped out the Helix and built a wooden rack for all that stuff. But that means there was no way to move trains between the two decks. At some point last year, I was again thinking about converting the layout to a workbench when I had a bit of an epiphany. I realized that the peninsula would easily accommodate a Helix, and in fact, that's where I should have put it in the first place. So instead of dismantling the layout, I decided to give it one more shot and built a Helix for the peninsula. And what a difference that made. My enthusiasm for the layout was back. Part of that was because I've been seeing the dramatic improvement in N-scale locomotives and rolling stock in recent years, and I'm a sucker for a well-detailed model. But my original plans didn't really resonate with me anymore. So after some rethinking about what mattered to me, I settled on the freelanced shortline concept. Most of what's on the layout will probably be CSX because I'm in Florida, and of course I'm going to do a juice train. So let me give you a quick tour. The upper left will be Rock Ridge. Yes, that Rock Ridge. A quaint little town that's managed to hold on to its Old West heritage while embracing the economic benefits that the railroad brought to it. Happy Valley will be a mid-sized town with a few industries that are served by both the Happy Valley Railroad and CSX. This is the centerpiece scene of the layout with 3 bridges, mountains, and of course a waterfall. The lower left will be Bradenton, where Tropicana has a rail-served facility. The focus there won't be on the facility though, but the Bascule Bridge that crosses the Manatee River. I want to put an intermodal port in the lower right scene, but I haven't entirely decided yet if it'll be Jacksonville or Tampa. You may have noticed that each lower quarter is also a workstation. I've got my Mac on the left and a PC on the right. The monitors can fold up and out of the way, and the Mac can be moved easily as well. The actual work surfaces will, of course, look like water, but one of the compromises is that they need to be smooth and durable. So it'll be a challenge to make it look realistic without any ripples or surface texture. So why am I starting a YouTube channel? I already make decent money as a software developer, and if the channel ever does make any money, I doubt it's going to, replace that. Best case, maybe it offsets the cost of the hobby a bit. In fact, so far, it's cost me more than I'm willing to admit on a video that my wife will see. Love you, honey. But I've really gotten into watching YouTube channels about model railroading, some of my favorites being Boomer Diorama, Southern Alberta Rail, N-Scale Dystopia, Chicago Crossing, just for starters. But I'm always wishing there was more, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I'm going to document my progress and maybe help other hobbyists get their N-Scale fix. And if I can help them learn how to do something, or more likely how not to do something, well, then I've done something worthwhile. So please stick with me and be patient as I figure out the whole content creator thing. My plan is to put out a video once a week, but it might take a while to get the process down to the point where that's realistic, especially if I stick with the whole animation thing. Speaking of which, I feel like I should talk about AI a bit, since that's becoming more and more of a thing, and people have legit concerns about its use. I did use AI to help me with some of the animations in this video, because I'm not an animator, and it would have taken me a ridiculous amount of time to get them done the old school way. I think that's a good use of AI. But I don't think it should be used to deceive people. In my videos, there should never be any confusion about what is real and what isn't. If it looks real, it is. By the way, if you did confuse any of my animations for reality, seek help immediately. Okay, that's about it. If you watched this far, I appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you again in a week. Later, all.